the thing out and probably had the marker down. Yeah, Fairybox is definitely better next set with a Mega Kangaskhan, that is for sure. Alright, who's going first here then?
I still have 2 more decks, but I'm not sure if Sam wants to do something on camera.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'd like to have something that isn't a horrible weakness matchup against frogs.
well, this certainly isn't a weakness matchup, so...
I'll let you two have a go then. Some more time to absorb the format.
Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. We should have flipped first.
Oh, right. Yeah, let's fix that.
Yeah, so as we sort of stated in the previous part of the stuff here, we actually do need to flip before setup at this point. So
Heads?
okay, so I guess I will go first on this one. And then the other thing is you actually no longer take the mulligans until after setup is complete, and then you take them all in one go now. So that is the other thing. What do we do with this? I guess just that. Alright, good luck, sir. Let's see what we got. That's what we got here. I guess I will put a dark down and... Oh, is that seriously gonna be it? It kind of feels like it. Yeesh. I don't know. I guess... Yeah, that's probably gonna be it. Go ahead. Very unfortunate opening with the stuff there, that's for sure.
Skylet?
Yep. Yeah, Xerneas is in a weird spot in XY1. At least the EX is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, it shouldn't be that. It should be something else. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Give me a second.
That's alright.
I was just thinking what exactly I can search out with Skylet here. Don't be a fool.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we will beach.
Okay, so draw 3. And we will go. Okay, only took 1 extra turn, that's not too bad. This is where I wish I had Ultra Ball though, because I could definitely do with discarding a couple of the cards out of this hand, I'll say that much. Alright, I will play Professor's Letter here. I was debating whether I wanted to do that last turn, but I was thinking that's just going to invite N and not do anything. Whereas I kind of want to actually get the energy on. And I'm glad I didn't, because I actually have plays I can make now. Right, so what do we got? Seems to be in order. That's fine. One of those. Pretty sure we play extra of that. Definitely that. Okay. We'll just grab the 1 because it doesn't matter because I can't discard stuff here anyway, so I'm only getting it to attach active. I don't like putting this down, but I really don't want to draw it. I will put Verbank down because I think that's fair to sort here. I do have another basic in hand, I just really don't want to play it because it's not good in this matchup whatsoever. So I won't, I'm just going to end here. Yeah, end off the top deck, so... If I didn't get that, I probably would have been using Beach and getting stuff that way. Jesus Christ. Draw a playable hand challenge, impossible. I mean, it could be worse, I suppose. I have a baby Yveltal, but I've already attached this turn, so I can't attack with that. Let's see. Probably put Muscle Band active. And I guess that's gotta do it. Go ahead. If this was Yveltal, at least I would have gotten the KO, but, you know, can't choose your starter, huh?
Skylar.
Yep. That's pretty good. Yep.
Your candy. Touch water energy. Probably wrong. And we will try bullet.
Yep. She'll do 30 to both of my guys. More of a die bullet this time, but you know. Do what you gotta do. Okay. Sure. This is certainly one of the games of all time when it comes to my top decks here. Alright, we will Ultra Ball, discarding... do I have to just deal with the active here? Fuck it, no gamble, no future. Right, we're gonna discard EC and Dark here. Grab ourselves Yveltal EX. Seems reasonable enough here. Alright, the one deck that does it, Catcher. Let's bring in... I really want to bring in the Voltor, but I also don't want to take extra damage here. Let's bring in one of the Froakies. You choose. And last card, top deck Juniper. Like, I'm hanging on by the skin of the teeth off these things here. This is really not. And sometimes punished. Okay. Well, it's frustrating because I can't actually kill it because I don't have the energy in hand. What I do have is Yveltal and an energy switch, so I will swap that to here. Dark Cloak to retreat. I think I will Ultra Ball again here. We'll discard Yveltal Keldeo because I'm pretty sure we don't have laser to worry about there. We'll grab but not bench Sableye. Because I don't have anything I'm doing with that this turn. And we will Oblivion Wing for 30 and accelerate the Dark from the discard to the EX. And, yeah.
Okay.
Did we draw or am I...
Yeah, after all.
Just making sure because I didn't see that bit while I was getting my discard sorted.
Yeah, that was a draw.
It's alright. Just
That
making
needs to
absolute sure.
happen. Actually, does that need to happen? What am I doing? This. Ultra Ball discarding water and Anne.
Okay.
It's not in. That's unfortunate.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. I'm also realizing I probably should have put that Oblivion Wing onto the Darkrai, but whatever.
That's not. It's concerning.
Okay. Yeah, no Electrode. Oof. Yep. Last card
Juniper.
Juniper, pretty good.
Rare candy. Probably protect the one that's lower health.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I definitely should have put on the Darkrai. Oh well.
We will Water Shuriken the Darkrai EX.
Okay, so that goes to 60. 3 damage counters every one of these that you do.
We will retreat because it's one retreat.
Yep.
And we will try bullet, putting the damage on Yveltal, Darkrai EX, and Yveltal.
Right, okay.
Dibbies.
Yeah. So that. Oh, I wanted to try and do this without, just changing all the numbers off of that way because it's a lot slower, but then I accidentally clicked the card instead because I'm a fool. It's fine. Oh. Okay, that's at least a card that exists. Problem is, I have to preemptively do this, so I think we're in that same sort of boat again where it's going to be... Uh-oh, if I don't pull the energy, but whatever. We have... How many energy in here? 3, I think, right?
Yeah, let me get that sorted.
Free energy in the discard. That is kind of annoying, but... I mean, I guess if I force you to go, like, up on prizes, probably are. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this early, which I do not like, but we've drawn the energy switch, so, hang on, wrong side. That way round. So yeah, we'll retreat first, do the energy switch. I think I will bench the Sableye, it might just be a distraction if nothing else, but that's fine. We will end here.
Not exactly upset about that.
Yeah, that's fair enough, but I mean, I didn't have another supporter, so we kind of have to do what we have to do. That works out. Second Darkrai down. We do have a Dark, so we are going to Night Spear, putting 30 on... does it matter that much? Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, put it on the Horsey.
Okay. Ultra Ball discarding. Tool Scrapper.
That's fair. If you're going to be KOing the thing that's got a tool on it, you don't need that here.
Froakie.
Okay. Nice.
Rare Candy.
That's
Actually,
pretty good.
No, it shouldn't be that. It should be... No, it should be the frog. So I can
Yeah.
dump energy more efficiently.
That's fair. You are. This is the third rare candy, so.
Right. And we will Water Shuriken the active.
Yep.
Actually, do I have to Water Shuriken the active? Let me see.
You'll need a second energy discarded if you don't want to, because you've got 3 before
Yeah,
this.
that's fine. We'll Water Shuriken the Yveltal.
Yeah, makes sense. The baby one then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I need 90 damage.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you need a second discard to
Yeah.
to get this, which you do have. Yep. And where's this damage going?
I'd probably take out the Yveltal.
It's got 130, so.
Oh, it's 130. Let's see then.
Yeah, everything's awkwardly annoying for you to kill in terms of pure damage numbers. They're just in that not multiplied by 30 range outside of Darkrai.
Probably put it on the Sableye then.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I didn't bench it earlier, because I was thinking, yeah. Oh, last card Juniper, nice.
We'll put down a Horsey. And we will Dragon Vortex for the KO.
So for those on the straight, 20 times the number of water and lightning energy in the discard pile, then they get shuffled back in. So that is the KO for 2 prizes. Pretty good. This one has dark energy, so I think that is the obvious one to do. We will draw. Okay, let's get the gamble part out of the way first. Catcher. Okay, that's fine, because that kind of determines a little bit about how the rest of this turn should go. Because I have 2 dark patches, so if I got the catcher, I was going to go for the Night Spear, because I could KO this with the spread damage, right? So, since I couldn't do that, we're going to play this a little bit more conservatively then. And I think like one still is going to go on Darkrai, but the other one can go on Yveltal here. Then Juniper will discard our Burbank. Grab ourselves that. Oh, that's interesting. Does that change what I should do here? Maybe. It certainly is a curious draw. I want to go. Yeah. Do we do? Kind of need my stuff back though. Because I have a dark, and I'm just now thinking where I actually want to throw this, considering you can just take this out mid-turn is kind of annoying. Yeah, I guess we'll just put it on the Darkrai.
Be higher?
This one?
Oh, no, wait, I put it on... Never mind, I'm an idiot.
No,
No,
you put it on
ignore me.
Sableye. It's alright. Yeah, I think I should probably still just do things this way with it. I'll put a Dark on, Muscle Band even, sorry, on the Darkrai, and we will Oblivion Wing to get the remaining 30 and accelerate that third Dark out of the discard. Take our prize.
Skyla?
Mm-hmm. For a candy. Yep.
Ultra Ball, discarding... Froakie and... It's awkward as it is Greninja.
Ooh, okay. Yep, gets the Kingdra, so there's Candy 4. Sorry, I'm checking the discard, so I'll get the stuff out in a sec. I'll get your 1 water out whilst I'm here.
Evolve the Seadra?
Yep, it's pretty good. It stops Night Spear from being like a 2 prize or something here.
Shuriken on the Sableye.
Okay, up to 60, so 10 left.
And...
Oh, yep.
No, wait, no, I'm... Idiot.
Yeah, you have played 2 supporters, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay,
And all I had it was a level ball.
Yeah, I can confirm it was level ball. Thank you.
right, I should be able to
More
get
worried
my
about
stuff.
Cal's hat. I'm more worried
Yeah, that's okay. I think
Sorry.
mine's all on the bottom here, so I know where it is. I'm just gonna have to shuffle the rest, unfortunately. Yeah, a little bit quick on the draw with that too, unfortunately. Understandable, but yeah, I kind of missed. Even if I had caught that in time, I don't think I'd have figured that. Anyway, yeah, go for it.
We'll tribal it, putting on Darkrai, Sableye, Yveltal.
Okay, so
Was there 5 cards in your hand or 6 cards?
I had 5 because I played like 2 cards from the end of the last thing.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, IRL that would just straight up double game loss indeed for the both of us. I imagine there, but right, okay, we will draw. So yeah, the reason I had any the Sableye's down, right. The reason I had any sort of question last time as to what I was gonna do is because I could have junk hunted instead because I have laser. And I could have just laser killed the Kingdra, so I'm not going to bother flipping because you're dying this turn. I've got a muscle band on the Darkrai, so we know that's going to happen. I do have another Yveltal, so I will put that down, and I'm going to play the N here. Did I have 6? Oh well, whatever. It doesn't really matter anyway because I'm ending anyway. I get 5, right? I was all.
At least.
N was always going to be part of the plan anyway, and that was one of the cards I didn't know I had back in, so it's fine. Yeah, so I guess from here, straightforward enough. We'll just go in with the Darkrai. We will Night Spear, putting the other 30 onto. Probably makes... How much do I need on the other thing? I have one there. Wait, I didn't... Did I even attach for turn here? I don't think I... Did I?
Don't think so, no, because that hadn't attached from before, that hadn't attached from before.
Yeah, sorry. And then, yeah, Yveltal, yeah, so get one. It's fine, no, this... Oh, yeah, you're getting the energy out for that. So it's just... Where do I put the 30 with that? So I'm just trying to think how much Yveltal needs to actually get KOs on stuff here. It's 20, 40, 60. If we have these 800, 30, so that would be fine. Put it on the Voltal, because if it's not active, then I might be able to Night Spirit again anyway, so...
Alright, Voltorb, you have one fucking use in this game.
Explosive sacrifice.
No, just watch. Rollout's gonna get a kill somehow. Just watch.
Hey, with a muscle band, it does 62 Yveltals.
No, I should put the C-drop.
A bit late for now. You've already drew.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will have to agree on this one.
It's fine. This work. Level ball?
Mm-hmm. We're on fire today, folks.
You're gonna get judged so hard that with 2-card hands.
It's okay, it's okay. Your energy is gone though, hasn't it? There were like 3 energy in your side pile.
They are in. Yeah, the 3 energy. So we'll just get those out.
It's all good, dude. Don't worry about it.
Well, I don't think there's nothing really useful here for what I need to do. Fortunately, I'll take it out anyways, though.
Ah, the Siggles. Yeah.
Shuriken the Yveltal.
Yep, so prize is taken. Ha, first! Hello, Ajo.
Shuriken the active.
Okay.
Juniper, discarding Sigilif.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had it. Unfortunate.
Ah, yeah. I see.
I can still do something. And as dumb as this is going to look, this is a colorless attack, and this thing's going down anyways.
Yeah, reasonable
Roll
enough.
gonna matter.
So,
Right.
That's 10 damage. Oh man. I mean, it kind of does. I guess you've got 5, so yeah, it probably doesn't change the math much on here,
And,
but you never know.
Destiny Burst might matter.
That's possible. Yeah. Luckily we are at 30 HP left.
It
on
will
this
actually,
bit,
yeah,
so.
because the 120 puts it 2 shurikens away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I do have to be a bit careful on that for sure. Let's go ahead and see. It does get a little bit awkward for sure, because you know Sigilif is kind of annoying, and yeah, we do have a lot of damage down, and a lot of things are kind of on the cusp here. We will go ahead and attach, I think, to this Yveltal. We will laser here because I might not actually want to attack by the end of this. I know it doesn't matter, I'm just doing it this time because I can. Muscle Band on the Yveltal, and I think Colress is probably the play here, so we'll get 7.
Oh, the sleep doesn't really matter, so...
No, it doesn't, it doesn't. Ooh, okay. It's not amazing. Is there anything else we can even do with this turn? Probably not. Let's go here, I suppose. Because your Vortex is going to be doing enough anyway by the time you Shuriken. I would rather not have more damage than necessary on the board here. I'd rather make you Shuriken the other stuff. Is there anything else that's even worth playing? Probably not. I will just end the turn at that, I think. And Laser will do the thing.
Whether or not to Oblivion Wing there was interesting, at least.
Well, there's nothing to Oblivion Wing, right? I've got no energy in the discard, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right, yeah, patches.
Yeah, I've used patches to get stuff out, so I've got nothing in there to do, and it's like, if I Oblivion Wing, then you actually get to hit me, so
Okay, yeah, I didn't
rather
check
not.
the card, so I didn't check.
Yeah. I had, don't worry.
Level Ball, Field Search.
Okay. We will still need to shuffle up if you're not going back in for anything else.
Colress.
Okay, that is a full 6 on this one. Just like Pawns. Which I heard was a good card, so, yeah.
Shuriken, both on the Darkrai.
Okay, it's up to 130. Yeah, so it goes down if another one of those lands. But it was going down regardless of the rollout, so, you know.
Super Rod, putting 3 waters.
Okay, yep.
Actually,
I was gonna say, I'm
no,
like...
it should be 2 waters and something else.
Yeah. Well... Okay. I'm not sure I follow, but...
Well, is that not enough?
I see the faults here, though. I'll just stay quiet.
It's up to yourself, obviously. It's whatever you want to put back, but I'm just...
We'll put back Corsi. Because I think that's enough to kill. It's 120... Yeah, it's 1... This is 130. So actually, I could put back 3 water.
You could?
Yeah, I think I will. And then we will Dragon Vortex for the KO.
Yeah, so my question is why are you putting any back in the first place, because Dragon Vortex puts them all back.
Oh. Right,
I
I'm an
thought,
idiot.
I thought there was a completely different line coming out there.
Never mind. I'm an idiot. It's fine. I think I still got this.
I'm pretty sure you do, but yeah. So one prize gets taken off of that as well.
Yep. Probably going to be the electrode. No.
All right, we will draw.
Surprise.
Good old last prize.
Okay, well, I'm gonna force you to have it one way or another here, I suppose. It's annoying that it's only gonna be like one other thing with it, though. Yeah, because I can't even bring this up at all now because obviously. So I think what we need to do. No, Dark is not the one. I want to attach DCE here because it's not gonna matter which one I do. I just need to put one down for it. Might as well bench the Yveltal because I need like stuff to be done here, and we will end. So it's gonna be one of those better have it bits, end to one, and most of your deck is energy. So I'm kind of I mean, you need to.
Oh, this is gonna get hilarious.
We'll see. So we'll swap in, and we will Y Cyclone for 110, get the KO, move an energy to the Yveltal.
Okay, Moonlight Shuriken the first.
Yep. That's puts
And?
it to, yep, puts it 16, and we end for 2.
Pass.
Alright, we will draw. DCE to Yveltal, switch out, and Darkness Blade for 100. And I can use it next turn, alright.
And
Oh my god!
Moonlight Shuriken.
Yeah, you got it, nice.
Yeah, what I thought was going to happen was actually a tribal at that turn to put the Dark Rai on 160, something 150, yeah, 150. So it was only one Shuriken away from KO. So you get 2 prize KO with your last ever.
If you didn't pull that water energy, by the way, you were dead next turn. Because I have lasers in deck, I'm pretty sure I top deck Juniper off the end. So if you didn't get it, I was going to get like a full fresh 7, and I'm pretty sure laser Y Cyclone, or just Evil Ball. I had everything there. Yeah, if you didn't top deck the energy off of that last bit, you were dead. So it still came down to last prize off the thing. Yeah, decent
I
enough.
like this deck,
I thought
it's
that
weird.
Super was totally. I'm tribaling this Dark Rai up a 1 Shuriken kill. That's what I thought. That's what I thought was going on there, and it would have been different
I
there
just
as well.
derped.
Well, it wouldn't have made any difference. Sorry,
just
what was
derped. I just derped.
Yeah. I know it does DNA that it stops attacking entirely, but you know if I flip tails, I was going to be retreating out anyways. So yeah, I had a perfectly good Yveltal over there and an EX on the bench that I could have been hitting with if I did.
I like the frog deck. I need to
Yeah,
get better at
it's yeah. I mean, this is the sort of thing, right? I mean, you can see this is almost like prototype bats in a way, because like Phantom Force is coming up fairly soon for the stuff. We're gonna have the bat deck coming out with that, and it's the sort of prototype style of that basically, which is yeah, interesting enough for it, for sure. You could see the power of this regular Yveltal in this deck as well. That's why, I mean, maybe you don't need all 4 of them, but you can see why I wanted to go down this sort of route in the first place, because man, just getting the energy back is so good whilst doing the damage, right? It's like, oh, suddenly it's the same thing as the Thunderous, except it's on a 1 prizer, so you know, even better, right? And it's just, oh, look at that, we've got Laser Verbank and we've got Muscle Band in this deck, so we can do 80 damage with this Oblivion Wing and accelerate energy back. It's insane. And yeah, we were seeing a lot of lists from like Worlds format and stuff that were like Yveltal Garbodor and things like that just weren't playing the baby Yveltal like in more than the 1 count or something, and I don't think that's correct. Again, maybe you don't need all 4, but I really wanted to show this guy off as much as possible. And
Also, I think the reason was I didn't want, actually figured it out, I didn't want to put that many Pokemon back in, because I wanted to maximize the hits of the energy,
yeah, I mean that's also reasonable.
while getting the rod out of the deck.
Fair enough, yeah.
That does make sense. Yeah,
I was
that is
also
all-
looking for this desperately.
Yeah.
When you end me to one, I had Skyla in hand, so I was going to be digging for this and just taking it that way.
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, obviously at the end of the dream, that's pretty much the thing for it, so yeah.
And was why I thought the tri-bullet line was coming in, because that would have been one shuriken per game instead of two, but no.
Yeah, but I think, was the Electro was still prized at that point, right? So I think you wanted to try and... Because if you found Electro drawing to 4, you were almost, like, assuredly with how many energy was in the deck at that point.
Dead.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Because
Unless Rod the
kill it.
Electrode was the play, but probably not.
I mean, you could have ordered the Voltorb, I suppose, but... Right, yeah, so I guess we have a thing to do now, huh? Might as well.
It is a deck which is probably way beyond my ability to play in this format, but...
It's not that bad.
Well, let's see if we can do anything with this one.
Don't draw them, don't draw.
Yeah, what would you like?
Heads.
Trick question, you're going first anyway.
Okay.
This is a mole though, so...
I can't take going first anyway, can I? So... Yeah. Okay, I see that. Fine. You can put it in shuffle now.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, so that's one. You do put the prizes down, yeah, but you don't take the stuff until after setup. But I do have setup here, so. All right, good luck, sir. See what we got. Ah, plasma. Okay.
Turn.
Yeah, so the one thing, this actually might be relevant for this one if you had like the Chorus Machine stuff. You cannot attack on the first turn.
Yeah, that is what I remember.
So... Well, the decks weren't running 0, they were running like 1 Yveltal, I think, right? Oh, some of them were running 0 actually, I think, but like Chase Malone's, I think, was 0 Yveltal if I remember rightly, but yeah, most of them were playing like 1 maybe, but... Nah, you probably don't need all 4, I just really wanted to show it off, and that was the best way of doing it.
Play Fundi, play a Genesect.
Yep.
Rhythm the Active. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, you're going to play it if I don't. Fairy Garden.
Okay, yep.
And stick them all away. A Rainbow, Max Potion, and Dowsing Machine.
Okie doke. Max Potion's an interesting one. Like, it is in a few, I've seen it in a few of these lists, so it's not like that uncommon, just
Muscle Bandy Fundi. And... yeah, I'll pass it back there.
Okay. Yeah, not my ideal starter, obviously, off of this, but it's fine. Well, it is going to get a float stone, so I guess that's pretty good. Laser. No poison? No, poison is fine, no sleep. That's okay. Do I... it's super greedy, but I kind of really do want to go for it. Yeah, I'm going to end here. See how much this punishes me. The answer is not really, but at the same time, still not quite there. Okay. Well, I guess we'll put down Yveltal EX. Fairy energy might as well go somewhere. We'll put it there and we'll bump your stadium. I have Verbank. Muscle Band on the Yveltal, and that's gonna have to do it just now. Go ahead. Yeah, I was obviously going second, hoping to get the Geomancy, but that didn't happen, so... Go figure, if you don't start Xerneas regular, then you don't get to Geomancy. That's that's how it works. It is, and I'm pretty sure I'm running that, but, you know, sometimes stuff happens.
I guess you always had the way. Chorus machine.
Sure. Pretty good.
Check. Human.
See, it's funny when we're saying like sure and that's good on in stuff with this. It's not because we all have interaction like you would Yu-Gi-Oh is like acknowledging yeah you're fine to do that. It's the oh that's a good idea sort of bit or that's a good card for a situation, isn't it? So you know.
Sorry, would you like me to power spray?
Yeah, we are well beyond that point at this point, thankfully. God, can you imagine if they made plasma spray for that sort of thing? I mean, that's basically just laser, but like, you know, interaction on it, right?
Wait, no, I'm
Yeah, you do need one extra energy to do the thing, so... If you're looking at Blizzard Burn, it's 2 colored and colorless.
Yeah.
Virgin that shuts down Inferno Fandango. This is wrong.
Oh god damn it, DNA.
Double scrapper,
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not much really, not that bothered to be honest. It's just to get the stuff down when I had it. But yeah, DNA's just gone. The reason why Pokemon players had such bad hygiene back then is because we had Power Spray, but we didn't run Body Spray. God damn it. You have not attached yet, so there you go. Deoxys. Oh, okay. Ooh. Huh.
It is a pretty good damage multiplier for something like this.
No, that is a decision to make.
Yeah,
okay.
really right now, so it's gonna get Spritzy.
Sure.
And Sick What?
Okay. Yeah, you don't indeed.
Put the Deoxys down.
God, plays a lot more of it, huh? That's fair.
And we're gonna Frost Spear now for putting the 30 on. Yeah, put the 3 on Spritzy, pressure it.
Yep. So it's 40 active because you've got 1 Deoxys in play, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We will draw. Aromatisse. That's a pretty good top deck. We will... If I could... Oh, that's why I can't do it, because I'm over the button for that. We will end. Yeah, it's just where I'm on the screen. It's,
Yeah, I know.
No, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, why can't I do the thing? Oh, that's why. Oh, God. Unlucky, but also kind of not. This is weird. I don't know. I have at least one thing down vote, so I guess it's not too bad. Alright, we have Xerneas, so I will play Switch to go to that. We can Fairy Transfer up. 1 energy is all it really takes, so yeah, we're going to Geomancy. And target's going to be the two EXs.
Okay. I got poison.
Because this is one of those where you've got to say what your things are, and then you can attach one energy to each of them, basically. So it's I can't just like get 2 energy out and then go right. I'm attaching 2 here and here. I've got to actually say what they are first. Because of the order of it, right? It specifically says choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those, search for a fairy energy. So right. Okay. Yeah. Alright, go for it. Was the standard of cards of that nature from then on? Yeah, like Tapu Koko Prism Star did the same sort of thing. Wally and Evo Soda, yeah, choose the thing and then do your stuff.
Random receiver.
Okay.
Prism.
Yep.
I picked a more advanced deck than I probably should have, but
It's okay, it's okay. The max potion makes a lot more sense after seeing the Spritzy. Ooh, Siggles, yep.
Put the rainbow on it.
Okay.
And now.
Yeah.
At the end.
I did have supporters, so... There.
Frostby putting the damage on the Aromatisse again.
Yeah, it's still pretty good putting it on there, so... And then this can get cloned over, because it's still 40, and we will draw.
Okay, any of the good stuff right now, just not him.
Let's go... Yeah, this is probably fine. Ultra Ball discarding... Do I even want to do that this turn? Actually, no, I don't think I even need to do that this turn. We'll bench Xerneas, we will bench Sigilif, put a Prism Energy onto Yveltal, and considering I do just get the thing, I think it's safest to just go and Geomancy here, targeting the Xerneas and the Sigilif. So we do that between turns. Yep, between turns, KO. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing the Ultra Ball stuff, and then I'm like, no, because what if I end up, if I want to do like a further play than that, now assuming we have the stuff there, what if I draw the energy I want to Geomancy, right? And it just seems like it doesn't make a lot of sense right now to do that.
second rainbow on the Sigilif.
Okay.
And again, my hand is terrible.
Fair enough. 5. At least I'm safe from red signal this turn because you've already attached a Sigilif.
Yep.
So that's one concern out the way.
Stop. Rack up the pain then. Deoxys 2.
Bench space is an issue on this deck, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. I know.
Because this is the third Deoxys we're seeing here, and I'm like, dude, you got a Aromatisse and like 3 Deoxys at least, and like, ooh, that's an issue.
Right, Knuckle.
Yep.
Put the rainbow on the
Genesect. Yep. Okay. Oh, it's
That's
20.
it.
It's 20 more because you've got the band on, right? I had the 50 because I saw the Deoxys. I forgot that band is on here. That's okay. Right. We will draw. Okay. So we need one card that I do not currently have, but I gotta start counting stuff with it here. So there's 1. So if I'm gonna Evil Ball this thing, how much do I need? Because it's 20, 40, so it'd be 60, 80, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, so like 7? That doesn't sound right. I guess it is. No, because, yeah, that sounds about right, which is a bit too high. Okay, we have Muscle Band. I'm going to put DCE down on it, because that's the best place to have DCE regardless here, I think. So now it's, yeah, 20, 40, 60, 80, 10, 20, 40, so I need to move 2 more energy to it. That still seems a bit risky. But then what you could do in response? It's not weak to Psychic, so Sigilif ain't gonna kill it. I guess you could G-boost it, that would probably be the only danger. Right, because Skylar G-booster is pretty big. We're gonna switch to it regardless, because there's still a shot with it here. And we will end. It's 5. I didn't quite get it. That's fine. So then, is that in any danger here? No, because Megalo Cannon can't kill the Aromatisse here either, which is pretty funny. So I'm definitely fairy transferring this off. Again, let me just, triple check the freaking math of it. So 20 base, 40 because of the band, 60, 80, 100, 10, 20. So yeah, I gotta move basically everything on here, which is not great, but I don't really have another KO method here, so how much is that going to do? So it'll be 1, 2, 3. I've got 1 energy that I can play with around, so we do that. And then yeah, Megalo Cannon is a bit of a pain, but you need Aromatisse for that as well, though. So your hand after this would have to literally be like Aromatisse and Skylar for the thing, which I guess is not unheard of, but I highly doubt you have level ball to get Aromatisse out in this deck, because nothing else can get searched by it, really. So that's probably fine. And I think I'm okay with the rest of this. There's one other card I'm contemplating in hand here for it to see whether it's worth. Oh, pfft. I had the thing over the. Come on, be reasonable here.
That points are never reasonable.
You would know he created the damn things.
I will max pot the Vomitis here. I was considering if whether or not I should keep it, but I'm like, no, it's probably best I don't lose that right now. And then, yeah, it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. That's too many, isn't it? So it's 40 because I've got band on. So it's so 60, 80, 100, 20, and then I've got 4. I've got too many on, right? So we will shift that back.
20 times.
Yeah.
A classic mistake.
It's just making, it's making absolutely sure that I have it right, because it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 plus 60 and your 1 evil ball for 180. Sorry for taking so long on the thing. I just need to make sure I don't lose that more energy than I have to.
Yeah, I was slow as well. Fairy Garden goes down.
Sure. Yeah, I was really hoping for laser to make it a lot easier there, but you know, can't get everything. So it's 110 is what your psychic will do. Because yours does not have a broken modifier on it right now.
Scrap of the band.
Yep. It's probably both scrapper down at this point. We'll see, of course, but it's hard for the deck to fit even 2 in, even though it needs it.
Prep.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, I'm starting to find cards I actually want to see now. Aromatisse.
That's pretty good, yep.
Ultra Ball away. Fritzy and Absol.
Oh, Bath, you do have it. We do have one. Okay.
Oh.
You're an energy short if you don't have one to attach. No thunderous noise for you.
Ready energy round.
Yeah, don't put that back in hand, please.
Why are you killing this thing?
Very easily.
Yeah,
There's this thing called Deer on the bench. It hits for 100 and doesn't afraid of any weird tone paw dudes. So
treat this then.
Angry deer noises.
Basically.
And pass.
Okay, we will draw. Alright, laser.
You're gonna get twinkle tackled.
Would be very funny. Alright, so the sleep does work this time.
That's animation in Pokemon.
Prism on Sigilif and Juniper discarding Landorus. Wish I could put it down, but you know, full bench is full. Ooh, didn't quite get the nuts, but pretty close. Okay. So, like, we could kill it. Oh yeah, also I have my own Sigilif I could have killed it with too. Psychic hits for weakness after all, so, you know. is pretty funny. What do we do within that then? Yeah, so like clearly I don't want to do the reverse and go in with my own Goober, because that would be very silly. That could be interesting, at least, if we do it that way. Yeah, it was either like Stadium or Muscle Band short of getting the kill this turn. That would have been very good, but not quite. So, it's determining now which attack is best to go in with here, because there's a few good ones. Rainbow Spear's not that bad, I suppose. Keeps a lot of stuff in play. Yeah, right, your Fairy Garden lets me get out, so we will do that.
In this matchup, it was nearly a Darkrai, but I needed Stadiums from somewhere.
Yeah. So do that, do that. Just gotta shuffle potentially the other stuff around here. Let's go Prism on there's best preservation, and do I care enough about that? I think so. We'll max pot the other Xerneas here so I can shift energy to that. And looks like it's gonna be a Rainbow Spear for 100. 110 with the poison. Discards 1 energy. Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, yikes. Yeah, I figured if it was once I saw the thing. God, you have no bench space in this deck though. You're playing what, 3 Deoxys?
I know. It's based off the Plasma Box, of the Fairy Plasma Box that from Juniors in next set format. And it was mostly that, to be honest. It's with a few tweaks to try out the Latias.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Latias wouldn't have done a lot against me here.
Yeah, not this matchup. It's a box next week,
yeah, sometimes your stuff isn't going to end up working out with it there, but yeah,
I felt like I was one card short for everything that game. It just didn't work out.
Your deck is like 10 bench sitters, so I guess
It is meant to be a what you. I think I just didn't tech this matchup well enough, ironically.
To be
fair, room for a metal.
Yeah. To be fair, it's kind of a funny one with this because it's like this is a very curious sort of version of the deck with it here, but yeah, it's like obviously I'm playing the 4 Xerneas, didn't start it, whatever, who cares? It's not 100% chance on that, but it's like I wanted to play the Xerneas build off it because my goal this time round, we're playing 2 different decks because we didn't show it on the previous video one. I wanted to show what the new cover legendaries could do. Right, because we saw Reshiram and Zekrom immediately and how much of an impact they made. These make just as much of an impact in a different way, and they are incredibly powerful. We will be seeing at least the Yveltal all the time. Xerneas here and there. I think the next time you really see it is Primal Clash with the Gardevoir deck that I'm going to play. But, yeah, like spoilers, obviously. And yeah, in this case, it's just if I blind second, I have like 5 switch outs because I took out. So here's the logic, right? Apart from we need Laser Bank for X-Blast to do 170, which, as you've noticed, is a very good number into basically every single one of these except Lugia. The reason that I have it is because I can't attach a Fairy Energy turn 1 to Fairy Garden out into Xerneas to Geomancy. I have to play a switch card to do that. So we have 2 Switch, an Escape Rope, and 2 Float Stone in this list to try and mitigate those I can't switch on turn 1 starts. Float Stone obviously works before N, which is pretty useful, so you don't have to have the Xerneas on the field before you play the out, so that's kind of nice. And yeah, it's just a case of try and do as much as you can to get that Xerneas in the active turn 1 to Geomancy, and it's very similar to what Verzian does, but without damage and on a 1 prizer for 1 energy. So you can actually do it on your first turn of the game. And if you give that sort of time, you know, if you have access to Fairy Transfer plus Geomancy, what do you even do at that point, right? Like, there's so much energy in play with the stuff. It starts making things like Xerneas EX actually look good. Right? This attack is extremely expensive, and it is difficult to... like stomach a loss of it if it gets one shot. But when you have a couple of max potion in deck still, 140 isn't the worst. One shots all one prizes basically. Muscle Band lets it, I guess, one shot the what's his face, the Latias, but Laserbank puts it at 170 to take out all of the main EXs in the format, and then if you need it, we do play 2 Muscle Band in here for the 180, right? Or the, what would be 190 technically, so it's like, you can reach to get Lugia and stuff like that if you have to. And yeah, it's just nice. And we do still play some toolboxy stuff in here as well. Like the Landorus is really good if you can't get the early stuff there, because Hammerhead is still very strong. Virizion, of course, stops the opponent from doing the laser stuff against you. And I tech Sigilif because I partly couldn't think of anything else to put in. I wanted an extra basic, and I didn't want it to be a Spritzy because I don't want Spritzy starts, right? And I was thinking, this can get level ball surged, and I now have 5 like rainbows in the deck if you're 4 prism and 1 actual rainbow to attack with it. It just needs like that plus 2 of the fairy energy or geomancy, right? And some decks just can't handle it. Like, this is a real problem for the Virgin decks to deal with, right? So I just thought, yeah, I'm gonna put that in as the extra one, because I just wanted an extra basic. Because the catch is, if you only have 1 benched Pokemon with Xerneas, you're only gonna get 1 energy out of the deck. You do need 2 bench Pokemon, unlike Virizion, to get full value off the Xerneas. So that meant I needed a slightly higher basic count than, you know, the 10 or 11 that, like, even if it's just 1 more, this is still perfectly fine. Meanwhile, different style of the fairy bit here. Yeah, maybe too many on this is probably the...
It's based off the thing, because I thought the bit sus as well, but I noticed that what I was trying to do was build a bunch of damage mods, and there was a bunch of things I wanted 2 Deoxys for with Lugia, and just to hit weakness things.
That's fair. I think...
So I was worried about prizing.
The convoluted part of this is that, like, you need the Aromatisse, but you also really want Deoxys in play, but then you've got no space for the stuff that Deoxys is actually meant to be benefiting, and it just gets really, really messy, doesn't it? It's hard to fit. I posted
what I based it off on in the Discord now.
Yeah, that's...
It's a real deck. It's top 4 world, even if it was juniors. How the hell is the juniors deck? I don't know. Yeah, right. You were saying it's way too complicated for this stuff here. Dude, did juniors get real smart around this time? Yeah, but like this is also the sort of time when they could start getting like coaching and stuff as well. Like nowadays, you see it as well. The junior decks are no different really from the ones up top. It's, you know, some archetypes are just more popular because I guess they just like them better. But you know, like the decks from sort of basically this point on are really not that much different. It's just what do they choose to pick up and what's popular for their sort of format, right? And sometimes the simpler decks are going to be the more popular ones, but that just leads to times where, like, if a more complex deck has got a better matchup against them, they're going to win, right? And Latias, pretty good against Virizion Genesect. It forces you to G-Booster it every time, and that's very awkward to consistently do. Same with Sigilif, right? If they don't play non-EX stuff, then Sigilif is going to ruin them. And even the main thing that Virgin would play as a single prizer that, you know, wouldn't necessarily get screwed by Sigilif, it's Bufalon, which has an ability that gets messed up by Latias. So yeah, I could see the reason for it. It's just, I'm looking at the way the construction of this, I'm thinking, yeah, this is like all tech and no actual attacker in the thing, right? So, I mean, if you look at the original list I posted, it is just that.
Yeah, which is understandable, but at the same time,
the big change that I made though was to support the Latias and Shizzlif ads. I swapped the Giratina out for a Palkia.
I did see that Giratina, yeah, and I was like, what the hell is this doing in here? You know?
Yeah, I swapped that for a Palkia for 2 reasons. One, well, 3 reasons technically. One, it plays with the Sigilif Latias because they can doing a Palkia wall mini core.
Mm-hmm.
For 2, its strafe actually works really well in the energy trance setup, as it means I can protect my energy and still do damage.
Yep.
Especially with all these damage mods running around.
Yep.
I'm doing 70-80 damage and still protect my energy. And 3, I think it actually gets the thanks to those damage mods and strafe being CCC, it's technically slightly easier to get those Black Curum kills with, which is what I thought the dragon was in there for. I wasn't really thinking about Sigilift, but I kind of covered that with my own Sigilift, so...
Yeah. No, it's reasonable.
Oh, also, this idea technically gets through Sigilift, so I don't think...
It doesn't kill it, unless you've got Muscle Band, yeah. But yeah, it can.
That's why I need damage mods, that's why
Right, yeah.
damage mods are in.
Free Tool Scrapper is a lot
that was
as
me
well.
being paranoid.
Yeah, that's fair, I can understand it.
I'm both scared of Mirror and scared of Garb, so...
Yeah. Oh, Garb is annoying, to say the least, in a deck like this. No, I can understand that. Yeah, no, it's pretty sound. I can see the idea. Yeah, I can also see exactly why you would say, you're gonna have Fairy Garden as well. I'm getting that down immediately. But I went with the Xerneas build instead of the regular, if you will, non-Xerneas based Fairybox that you're sort of effectively the one you're playing here with it. So yeah, I'm not actually playing the mirror side of it here. And I thought if I just have... It's a bit unusual for this sort of thing, right? But if I just have more switch outs, I can move when I want to anyway, and get the stuff in that I need to without having to commit my attach to something that isn't Geomancy, right? So this is as blind second as it gets as far as debts go, right? Because this is the one that's going to hit you turn 1 with Accelerate 2 energy into play on a dude that's not easy to KO on the crapback. It resists Dark as well, which is important for going against like a Mega Yveltal setup on turn 1. You know, like you'd have to have a lot of Dark patches and stuff and commit it to a 1 prize KO. Bath, right? So, yeah, I did see, I think the original list of this one was playing Raikou EX actually as an out for Yveltal stuff too, but I found that wasn't really necessary in the end, because it's like, well... Laserbank X Blast KOs Yveltal anyway. They do have a bit of a time getting through you because you do resist Dark, so they need a lot of energy in return, and if you can just do a couple of those, which isn't unreasonable if you've Geomancied at the start of the game, then yeah, it's actually not that bad. And that was the idea, pretty much. Do a little bit of... there's still a little bit of attacking with Orlando, because that's good against the Plasma stuff here. Didn't have to use it against the Thunderous, obviously, but it was an option. If you had access to, like, Thunderous Noise, I could have maybe gone for something that way. I don't think I had enough light coloured energy in for that, but it's fine. Hammerhead is still really good against you anyway. So, yeah. That was kind of the idea. So different style of toolbox, but similar sort of bit. I just went more with the actual deer as opposed to like some of the other sort of tech type attackers and stuff you could use. I didn't have any space to try and do plasma energy in this deck, obviously, because I need the rainbow style energies to do my other non-fairies.
You don't try and Xerneas and plasma in the same
yeah,
thing. I
exactly.
That's pretty fast while building.
Yep. And, yeah, it might look underwhelming, and it kind of is, but those same damage mods that you were touting on your own side, like, I mean, you don't have the laser part, but you've got the Deoxys instead, right? But those same sorts of damage mods are also capable of making this actually more impressive than it looks. Mostly just because this format doesn't have 180 HP guys very much, right? It really is like Landorus, maybe Cobalion if you are playing that sort of tech deck, and Lugia. And that's it, like all the other ones are 170.
This build could probably do with fitting in the Cobalion after that game.
Yeah.
The Cobalion, try fit in the 4th Ultra Ball, I think, because Aromatisse just was not having it that game. I need more ways of finding it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And, I don't really want to cut a Fairy Garden though, because I start to get so awkward sometimes.
I can understand that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the juniors list got away with 2, but...
yeah, I don't know.
I could cut down with the Scrapper, but that just sounds like I'm going to lose some matchups for that. Because the juniors list also was a free Scrapper deck.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so what do you... I guess the question then is, what are you losing to that? Is it, like, just Garb, I suppose?
Garb and Mirror, like, any... Yeah, basically kind of guys that just put, like, 7 tools in to cover matchup like this, like the stage 1 decks, which Garb, Raichu, that kind of thing.
Yeah, pay 1,000 life points to do that. Oh, yeah, Tool Drop. Tool Drop beats, like, everything if it sets up, let's be honest.
Somehow we got through this entire episode without making a Fairybox joke.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't reducing any attack this day in the day, that's for sure. I did toss some coins though. Got at least 1 head, so there was that. Yeah, but I guess against like mirror, like silver mirror specifically, I guess you probably just need to use your other, like, you've got a couple of attackers that don't worry about that,
Like,
right?
it has to work in Storm matchups. The Sigilith will work in Storm. The Virizion here is not really meant to attack, but it can, technically.
Yeah, I mean, it's still just 70, that's not unreasonable. I don't know, I think it's awkward, because I can see why you would be worried about Silver Mirror here, but I'm also just not entirely sure that's...
Maybe it's just -1 Scour +1 Ultra there, then find room for Kabalion or something to beat Fairy with.
Yeah.
With Fairy Garden here especially, I think I do just loop to Fairy with this build.
I mean, you've got to remember that Kabalion's second attack can't hit for weakness, though. So that is a problem. Like, it will not actually by itself beat Xerneas.
I've seen
Skarmory would work, yeah. You just need a little bit of damage on prior, but then, and also the benefit of Skarmory, you get to say Tailspin Pile Driver as your attack name, and that's like the greatest
and
attack name.
And also ensures against Mirror a bit because it's not as plasma.
Exactly. So that could
probably
work.
Should be the -1 Deoxys at that point then. Yeah, for Skarm or something.
I did consider Skarmory, but I also thought, I mean, if I was going to put another 2-prizer in here, I think it would have been a second Yveltal, to be honest, because that genuinely would have been the best for me. You've got 8 rainbow-based energies around those, so you've got a lot more scope to go ahead and do that sort of double-colored thing.
It is meant to be an all rainbows deck, pretty much.
Yeah. Whereas I ended up taking...
mostly here just as filler and to enable Genesect.
Yeah. Whereas I ended up taking a lot of those out so I could fit the fairies. I did have more fairy energies in originally, but I've had to cut them down a little bit, but that's why Super Rod is in here, because I actually have been able to go like Super Rod for free fairy energy back into the deck to do another Geomancy, because that is actually a thing. And dude, it is so hard to kill this Xerneas in one hit with like anything in this format. You know, 130 is a lot to commit to a 1-prizer that's just 1 energy, but if you don't, it's just going to flood the board, and you're like, what the hell do I do now, you know? It's... Yeah, I really like this this thing, but it is also a little bit slow. I can understand why it wouldn't have been the best, like, variant, but... I mean, it suits me fine. I don't know. I didn't play Virgin at all in this, in the format stuff so far, and this is, I guess, my equivalent of it here. This is the Virizion part for the Energy XL.
One thing I'm looking at with the Skarmory was the Fairy plus Metal deck that won Texas State.
Yeah, that one's got Klinklang as the main sort of bit, isn't it?
I had to think about it. I just realised you're putting a lot of effort in for what's basically a Sigilith.
Yeah.
Slightly better. It just didn't seem worth that much effort just for an EX wall when safeguards are already pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with that sort of deck is G-Booster specifically, right? Like, Virizion Genesect is arguably the best deck in this format. I think if people were touting Raybor at the time because it beat Virizion Genesect, that should probably tell you how like much that was the deck to beat in this format.
You think they'd find room for a fire tech in that case because they've got 8 rainbows. So
there is no fire tech though. That's the thing. Like, what are you gonna put in? Reshiram, like baby Reshiram, I guess could be a thing, but that
energy but technically works.
It's like, yeah, like the EX is all terrible. I mean, I saw one of the tech lists, like the other Xerneas style one, was playing Entei EX, which is just half and a half here. Like, oh my god. Yeah, it's awful.
People are sleeping on this baby Reshiram, I think.
A little bit. I mean, and
it's just awkward to fit the energy to work around things. I think that's the main problem.
You don't even really need to rely on the blue flare because Outrage is still very good on it. They have to either commit to one-shotting it, and that's a bad trade.
It's a bad trade if you have multiple Reshiram. If you only have the one, then they can just G-booster it, and yeah, this deck doesn't play a recovery card, right? Oh, it has 1 super rod. Okay.
I have a rod.
Yeah, 1 rod. See, that's also really weird, but you know, 1 rod in a deck that has no basic energy.
I just need to reuse my attackers. That's why.
Yeah, because you've got no.
You have attackers.
I was gonna say it. I'm sorry. I can't even lie. Yeah, no, I can understand it. It's like, yeah, I guess that could work, but I don't. Even then, I'm not convinced that like one Reshiram plus one Super Rod is going to be enough to get through. I know Dowsing Machine. I
No, you
suppose,
need to lean
but-
into that a bit more.
And then,
Because again, G Booster is a bad trade.
and then, what does the Reshiram do in other matchups most of the time is the thing.
With that much damage modifier,
Like, it might be okay. You can't use Deoxys on it, obviously, because it's not a plasma.
Yeah,
so
I think
you.
Reshiram Fairybox will be its own build, just because
Okay.
you need multiple Reshis.
when are we doing Oddish Fairybox?
Wait for DNA to get triggered so hard on that one. Oh man, yeah, I'm not gonna actually play the Valplume deck in the end with this stuff because I just don't think it's like actually worth it. But it would be very funny if nothing
I
else.
do have
but-
one more deck, but I think we're done for the night, and I think you don't want this anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely done on this end for video
Is it
stuff.
as bad as my Garbage Rat deck?
Probably.
Oh yeah, the big. See, I tried to build Garbtini
Yeah, I
before,
looked at
but
this.
not
That was my
Garbtini.
going. This is my going second deck because Victini.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Why the original list was running only 2 of these things, but yet a town map presumably to find a bloody thingy piece? I don't know what they were thinking.
I mean, yeah, it's a curiosity with the stuff here, but
There's Garbage Rat.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
want to
like
try it,
garbage deck.
if you want to try it, we can try it. Just we've got the good good stuff for the videos. This is a longer video compared to what we've had in a while because this stuff takes a fair bit to do. But
3 people instead of 2.
yeah, that also is a thing. But if you want to try it, we can try it after once
I'm
I've
not
got the
that
marker
bothered,
down.
to be honest.
but
It was just.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
I thought we'd bring 3 decks in case we need to carry the night a bit. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like it's Deafin. We don't really see that. We know what it does.
Yeah. Like I said, I tried this, but not with a Victini, but I tried this with, I think it was just with Virizion at the time, like, trying to do it that way. It was absolutely horrible, and it couldn't do anything, so I kind of gave up on it, and then saw afterwards that, oh, there was a Victini list on this stuff. That makes more sense, but I'm also still not sure. I mean, really, the draw with that is that Victini is extremely good against Janisset's decks, right? That's the main idea, but I don't know, because I know obviously you can accelerate to the thing, and there's not as much without catcher.
This apparently won Florida regionals.
Yeah, it
All
was.
about the deck, all about Florida.
It was one of the. Was it one of the Sablehouse brothers that used this one? I don't remember. They did a
Yeah.
lot in this
Someone's
format.
playing this energy on the stream right now.
Which one? Where are we at? Oh, yeah. It's fun just seeing what different energies people bring for the stuff here. Yeah, it's probably fine. It seems weird, doesn't it, having Tropical Beach in a deck that plays Victini is the main thing for it, but I get why. It's like if you're made to go first or something, then I don't know, but... yeah, It's an interesting one. I can sort of see how it would do the thing, because we are quite item-focused on a lot of things right now, but at the same time... I don't know. But I guess we would have to see it and to actually believe the thing, but it's a weird one. Probably has a couple of intriguing matchups, we would say, with the thing, but and it certainly would have been really good into the Raybor deck that I played because I just didn't play Scrapper at the time. But if you get that Garb turn 2, then it's just whatever. But it's also just sort of weird, isn't it? Because if they have any way of like sniping the Dratini that you put the energy on with Turbo Energize, I guess I guess you've got to split them up as a result, but... Anyway, this is, once again, a ton of rambling for very little, like, I guess, purpose off the stuff a bit here, but it's fine. We've seen at least one part of this before, and yeah, as you say, it's deafened, it's whatever, but sure. Thank you very much for watching with the stuff, though. Hopefully, they were enjoyable games. I think it was nice to see the Greninja Kingdra thing actually pull it out, even if it was so close at the end of it. But it's nice to see it pull
sorry
it out.
bringing Virgin into it, but I didn't know what I was going up against.
No worries.
So.
It's like it's the only deck it has a horrible matchup against, really.
And even against that, I think if you go first, and actually get like a couple of Froakie down early enough, I think you can still win that matchup.
Yeah, because you're not really hitting. Even the Greninja isn't affected by weakness.
Yeah, or resistance, yeah. So it's like you can hit through, but I'm thinking more just how strong Dragon Vortex can be in the thing. I think that it's not unwinnable, but it is very unfavorable. I think it's the best way of putting it. But you do need to win that die roll and actually go first, I think.
And not get frogs smacked.
Yeah, preferably. Right, like I said, thank you for watching for the YouTube stuffs, and I don't know, are we taking a brief look at what Flashfire stuff has to offer before we wrap up stream here, or?
I've heard it's a lot of Zard.
There's a fair, there may or may not be a Charizard in that list, yes. Alright,